Welcome to Not a Roofers podcast, where we discuss roofing
without all the jargon. I'm Brianna.
And I'm Charity.
And this is today's episode. Welcome back to Not a Roofers podcast, and today we are going to be talking about Energy Star compliance. So, at the beginning of the podcast, when we started back in February, we were talking about the different roofing types, and we got the question, what is Energy Star compliance? Because we mentioned it when talking about EPDM roofing. And so we thought we would just take some time to explain what Energy Star compliance is and why it's important to know about it. So we will start with the definition, and unlike some of the others, there's not like a dictionary definition, but Energy Star compliance is a label given to products that follow criteria to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and or other pollutants caused by inefficient energy use. That is the what Energy Star compliance means. So, what else do we know about Energy Star compliance?
Well, when I think about Energy Star compliance, it's usually those tags that you find on appliances. So, like when I bought my chest freezer, because I have a chest freezer, it had a tag on it that said Energy Star compliant, and then like how much you'll end up spending in electricity just to have your freezer running, and it's like 20 cents or something like that. Super cheap and affordable. So when I think Energy Star compliant, I think something that's going to save me money.
Yeah, and I mean it ultimately is, because it's a way of using less energy and resources, which usually ends up meaning that it doesn't cost as much. I know I've thought about, like, in general, things of being quote unquote environmentally friendly. Usually a lot of people think they're more expensive. They're more expensive because maybe right away the price tag looks expensive, but when you factor in all of the things of like, oh, I will only be using this much in energy versus this other one, and like think about it long term, it ends up actually saving money. An example of this, I recently switched to a safety razor, which you replace the blades instead of like the entire razor.
And the blades are recyclable.
And the blades are recyclable, but each blade costs like 10 cents. Like, it is not a lot of money at all. And in the long run, I like did the math, and I forget how long it would take to pay it off, but it's like after a year of having it, you've paid off all of the razors you've used in like the last 2 years.
Yeah. I know you and I are both pretty much on the same page with being more environmentally friendly. And so, like, we both use reusable Ziploc bags instead of buying plastic Ziploc bags. Like, we have silicone bags that are good for everything.
Yeah.
And although the upfront cost was not the cheapest, we now no longer buy the plastic bags. And so it saves money in the long run because that's something you're no longer buying. So an Energy Star compliant roof is kind of similar.
Yeah, you end up spending less on it and less on the energy costs throughout its lifetime. So
even if the upfront cost is more.
Is more. And that is the thing about just anything that's considered energy efficient, energy compliant, energy friendly, whatever it would be. You know, they're gonna look expensive and it's gonna be a little scary, but then down the road you're gonna be like, oh, actually that saved me money. It's kind of like buying a nice pair of winter boots. You spend a lot of money up front and it lasts a long time, and you know, it's better than if you bought a $10 pair of boots and they wear out every year. In 5 years you're going to spend $50 on boots where you could have spent $70 and it lasts 10-20 years.
Well, yeah, you and I just had that conversation earlier. Like, I bought a pair of nice winter boots. They were probably about $150, which is a big price tag. But they were bought 11 years ago, and they're still in perfect condition. Granted, my feet haven't grown, so I would not have done that if I was still growing because I wouldn't want to replace them. But 11 years, and they're still in great condition, and I'm probably never going to have to replace them.
Yeah. Some of the things to note about Energy Star compliant products, it could be anything, not just roofing, because I know there's, freezers that are Energy Star compliant, cars, phones, and really any product um, can always meet it. But a lot of the times the products are the same, except for the fact that the one that's Energy Star compliant will cost less in the energy cost, or it is made with products that are more environmentally friendly. So, recycled materials, things like that. But as far as they work the same. It's not like one product is better than another. They To get the Energy Star compliant seal, they have to meet strict energy efficiency criteria that is set by the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency or the U.S. Department of Energy. And the big thing is that an Energy Star compliant product either will save you money on your electricity bill or it helps protect the environment in one way or another.
Yeah, so like specifically with roofing, to make a roof Energy Star compliant, it needs to reflect more of the sun's rays than normal roofing. And what that does is that helps to lower the roof's surface temp by up to 50 degrees Fahrenheit. So that decreases the amount of heat transferred into the building. It also needs to reduce the amount of air conditioning needed inside the building by 10 to 15%. So it needs those two things to be Star compliant for roofing.
For roofing. And the two roofs that are noted as being Energy Star compliant are a ballasted EPDM roof and green roofs, so the roofs that have a garden on top. Or I live in Wisconsin. We have Door County in Wisconsin, and there is I think it's a restaurant that has a green roof, and goats are on top of the roof. It's their like trademark thing. And so yeah, a ballasted EPDM or a green roof are the two that are considered to be Energy Star compliant.
So what is our definition?
That's a good question. Energy Star compliant is a stamp of approval on a product that means the product falls into the description of being environmentally friendly, either electrically or within the products that it uses. Maybe?
Yeah.
So I think that brings us to the end of today's episode. It is a little bit shorter than some of our others, but it's okay. If you have any questions, as always, we would love to hear from you. This episode came from a question that we got from somebody, so we are definitely open to answering anything that you guys would like to know. And besides that, follow us on social media, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
That brings us to the end of today's episode. If you've been loving what you're hearing, make sure to press the subscribe button so you get notified anytime we post a new episode. Episodes come out on Monday and Fridays. Please feel free to share this podcast with a friend. We'd love everybody to be able to join us and learn more about the roofing industry as we go along on this journey. If you don't already, follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube. I will put all of our information down in the show notes below. Feel free to contact us with any questions or any roofing ideas that you would love for us to talk about. I hope you have a great day, and we will see you next time.